Okay, joined now by Tommy Barrett. Tommy, big 3 points in the context of the league table with all other games tonight ending in draws, but you would have preferred it to be a bit more comfortable at the end because you dominated.
I think we dominated the first 20 minutes. We could have been 2 or 3-0 up. They kind of came back into it. They got a penalty and obviously missed it. I felt then we kind of the second period of the first half, should I say, I thought they got back into it and we lost a bit of control in the game. We didn't create as many chances as we should have, but I thought the second half were in complete control bar the goal.
Did you target a fast start? Because you could have had 2 in 2 minutes. It was really quick fire stuff and dominant, especially out wide.
Yeah, in fairness, Evan and Ben posed a real threat because their wingers are really good. They're really good attacking players. But we wanted to keep them going the other way, and the 2 boys were excellent in getting balls in the box. And we've been unlucky. The keeper kept them in. I felt it could have been 2 or 3 up it after 10 minutes, as you said. But look, you've got to take your chances and punish them. Otherwise, you're left hanging on. Well, we weren't really hanging on at the end either. But anything can happen at 2-0, as you know well.
Your first goal, look, you don't have to look further than the goal scorer Lee Devitt, but a cracking finish. It's the variety of goals he's now scoring from distance, from inside the box with his head. He just seems to just have a knack of finding the right place, the right time.
He scored 2 harder ones tonight, so he could have had 4, in fairness, the 2
should have scored after 30 seconds.
Yeah, his first and second touch weren't great to brought him away from the goal, and it's a 1v1, and he should do better there, and that's not being critical obviously of Lee, the season he's having, but those ones, you got to put away, and I think he had another one there in the second half. I felt he probably could have struck it earlier, but he could have a hat-trick, and he puts demands on himself, and we put demands on him, and he's backing that up every week, and it was a cracking finish. It was 2 good goals, Mike.
The second goal was incredible. He saw the 3 players going one direction, switched it back, and even the keeper just was completely fooled, but it was a brilliant piece of football intelligence.
It was, yeah. Look, and Lee he's having a fantastic season, and sometimes when you're on form like that, you gotta shoot, and people are afraid to tackle in around the box, and there were 2 cracking goals, and one left foot, one right foot, and he's really improved on his finishing, and I think there's more in him. I think he can even improve more on it, and look, his work rate is top class, and he's been excellent there again tonight. I thought we pressed very well all over the park. I thought, overall we were the better team and deserved to win, but they're always a danger. They're a really good side, Bray. I thought it was a good game. I knew it would be a good game at the start. I thought 2 good footballing teams. It's as good a game as you're going to see in the first division, I think.
Yeah, and 2 sides who wanted to attack as well. Speaking of your defence, they'll be disappointed they didn't get the clean sheet bonus tonight, Tommy, but they looked fairly dominant and a cohesive back 4 you're putting together now. I think Ben has settled in at left back, and certainly Robbie at centre half, but Connor Wilson has been outstanding.
Yeah, Owen. Owen. Yeah, no, it's no problem. Yeah, Owen has been excellent. Yeah, he's a really good find for us. He came in on trial with Galway at the start of the year, and we played in the friendly. And John Caulfield, in fairness to him, he said he wouldn't get in up there, and he put him our way, and we were delighted to have him because he plays in midfield as well. And he's 2 good feet, left or right. We're really happy with him.
The window is coming around. I know players will come, players will go. Is there a big problem now? Will Lee Devitt attract Premier teams? Because you can't be scoring 13 from midfield and not attract bigger clubs.
Yeah, look, there's a couple of players in the first division like that. Like Lee is one of them. Barry Coffey's another one. Mikey Rowe. There's none of them really out and out strikers, and they're scoring in the in the first division. Look, you never know. Look, we won't stand in anyone's way if they do come in and they're looking to get them out. They'll have to pay a few quid. So it's grand. We get a few quid in the bank, and Lee gets to play at the next level. If that happens, great.
And of your own, then, what are you looking for? Are you looking for more strength at the back? Are you looking for a creative player in midfield and maybe put Lee Devitt up top altogether? Or are you still looking for that out and out number 9?
Yeah, I don't think Lee is a striker. He's better when he's coming onto the ball. We play that box shape, and it suits Lee Jane and Lee. And we're a hard team to play for, because we put demands and we really press all over the park, and you have to be really fit to play in the team with the amount of pressing we do. And we're a tough team to play against as well. But it's hard to say, Mike, what I'm looking for. Obviously, if someone pops up and we think they can add to the group, we'll try sign them. But like I have I still have two lads have gone, and we'd like to wish him well. Wojciech has gone. He's gone back to Prague, gone back to Czech Republic, should I say. And David Tarmy he's loaned us up, so we released David as well. So we signed a lot of players at the start of the year, and we're happy with the group we have. I still have lads there that have no problem playing. We've 2 games next week, and it'll be 2 different teams. Anything we get up in Dundalk is a bonus, and our bigger game is against Wexford. So we'll be looking to win the 2 games, but that's what we have a squad for. We'll be using it.
You won't be disappointed that Wexford conceded against Harps in the second half, which meant they didn't gain any ground behind you. UCD also morale boosting draw against Dundalk, but they didn't pick up ground on you. Is there a points target for the second half of the season to guarantee a playoff spot? Do you feel maybe 7 wins would do it?
I think it would, Mike. Look, I don't like talking about that because it's about your next game, but if you're in around 50 points, you're thereabouts, I'd say. But we can't really focus on that. You have to. You can't lose focus on the next game. Every game is difficult, as you know. There's no easy games. We were 2-0 up there tonight, and I felt I actually said to the lads, I thought it was our most complete performance. I thought we were controlling the game well. We put a bit of control back in it. We were defending in the right areas. The lads weren't really under any pressure. Corey hadn't much to do. And then you concede a goal. It was a good finish, good goal, well worked goal by Bray, and then you're under pressure. You could panic a bit, and even we get a bit touchy on the sideline, and that bit of anxiety can spread across the pitch. So we need to be more controlled and see it out. But overall, I'm very happy with the lads. 2
massive away games. So next weekend, Dundalk, who you're unbeaten against, followed up with Wexford. It's a big kind of month ahead now. The Derry draw, we didn't get a chance to get your reaction to it. Are you happy with that draw? It's a home game, but you're against the beaten finalists last year and a very, very strong team.
Look, they're very strong. They're stronger than the last time we played them, but I think we're stronger than the last time we played them as well. So we're at home, nothing to lose. We'll give it a go. We don't really fear anyone. What have we to fear? We've nothing to lose. So they'll come down here, and we'll work our socks off and see can we get a win.
Be remiss of us not to mention a massive 2 weeks, Tommy, here in Limerick. The Gaynor Cup has stayed in Limerick with the girls, but the Desmond League winning the Kennedy Cup, that's phenomenal. In all our time watching football, we wouldn't have thought it would happen with the Desmond League before the district in recent years, but some achievement today. That's
fantastic. I know we had the county lads in there tonight, but it's a fantastic tournament for all the local teams, district, Clare, North Tip, South Tip, Desmond and county. So it's a fantastic achievement for the Desmond League, but they've been putting a lot of good work in out in the Desmond League for a number of years now. I know Conor Nesta was the FAI development officer for a number of years, and a lot of good clubs out that way. I don't want to name them all, but there's a lot out there. Like Ballingarry, Newcastle West, AK, all those clubs produce really good players, and they have done. And Raquel all along there, Abbeyfield even. There's a whole lot. So they're. The West Limerick is we get a lot of good players from out that direction. Robbie is in here with us, and Carl O'Sullivan. So they're 2 top class players and really good lads. And looking at Desmond there during the week, I caught a bit on the FAI YouTube. I was out watching a couple of Clare games because my son was playing with them. But I thought they were really good at the back, really defensively very good. There was a good centre back there, good lad in around the middle. It was great to see their big centre back heading the ball 30-40 yards. Yeah, so we don't see a lot of that anymore, and that brings you a long way. And there's a lot of athleticism in the team, which was great to see. And hopefully a lot of them will stick to our code.
And finally, Tommy, on the crowd tonight, over 1,000 in again. Felt a good vibe from the start. They got behind you, but you're going to need that now in the second half of the season with a lot to play for. And you'd urge, while there's a feel-good factor now in Limerick football, let's continue it and get behind the senior side for the summer months ahead.
Yeah, look, I think we could get a few more in even, I know it's 1,000's great, but I think we get a few more in. There's a good core support there. The lads made a lot of noise. The Blue Army lads in the corner and around the park as well. So, we're playing some very entertaining football, particularly at home. I'd like our away form to improve a bit and continue our home form. I thought we were we're easy on the eye as well. We're a good team to watch. We play good attacking football, and I think there's a lot of goals here. This year we've scored a lot of goals, and even if we lose games, we're definitely entertaining to watch.